Okay, guys, this is probably the most controversial naughty hero thing, probably besides the Superman one today. This is happening again. Okay, I'm just gonna go on. YouTube's not voting, but today we're talking about Mufasa and Simba are not heroes. Okay, so we talked about many characters not being heroes before, like Goku, Spider-Man, Captain America, Steve, and Superman. And we also talked about so-called villains that are actually not really that bad of a villain, that much of a villains at all, and they're really just misunderstood. But now we'll be doing the next one. Number 5. Mufasa controls the weather. Really? This is the reason why the Pride ones died, because Mufasa controls the weather. That's the truth. Like, if you've seen the movie and the scene where Simba has to talk to the crowd, him as a crowd, yes, that's him. He controls the weather. Like, really? You basically are purposely doing this and saying, oh, it's such a bad thing, but you're controlling the weather. I know he killed you, but really? You have to screw everyone else over? Like, now, like, people say Obama controlled the weather, but really you have to give people a drought just because everyone else suffering? That's not how life works. Like, really? That's not how the world works. Like, that's because someone does something bad. So let me guess. If it was in Germany, would Germany be cursed forever then? No, because Germany forgave it. Number 4. Okay, so we all know the hyenas are kind of like the outcasts. Well, you know what? Kind of like, very much like the Land Before Time. The Lion King disrespects the food chain. The hyenas basically are put into places where they starve to death and they get no food. Really, Mufasa and Simba? You guys are doing this? Like, why are you putting these guys who, because they wanted food and because you wanted to hog up everything to yourself, you had to basically put them in basically a concentration camp. The lion version of the concentration camp, where it's basically the outcast place with all the bones and stuff, and there's no food besides rats and mice. It's like, and really, Scout is giving the reason why Scout Belly has any skin. Is because he gives his food to the hyenas. Like, really, you're basically being a poor man. Like, lion, they say, not a man. Number 3. Okay, so in the Lion King 2, one of the sequel, Lion King basically banishes half of the animals for disagreeing with him. Really? So disagreeing with you is basically banishment in the Lion Kingdom. Really? That's not how society works, Simba. There's something called freedom of speech here. Like, really? There's something called freedom of speech. Like, you just can't respect it? No, Simba does not respect freedom of speech. He's totally against freedom of speech. And basically selling like half of the people and the animals in the Pride wins to where the hyenas had to live. That's really bad leadership, okay? Number 2. Simba is lazy. That's right. Before his father started taking to him through the crowd, he didn't want to go. He didn't want to go save the place. He said, oh, Scout's King, and I'm fed out here instead. Wow, that is very lazy. Like, you don't even Simba didn't even want to do it in the first place. It was only because his father told him to do it. So really, Simba didn't really care in the first place. So that means he's already a poor leader, and he didn't even care in the first place. Number 1. Okay, so we all know the truth about the Lion King. Oh, it's supposed to be happy ending. Oh, but it's basically. But when Simba was a kid, he acted like a brat. I know all kids don't act like brats, but he acted more like a brat, more of a brat than most kids. He says basically, oh, when I grow up, I get the kingdom all to myself. So basically, Simba's greedy. Like he just wants everything to himself, and that's kind of like how kings are. He's greedy like most kings. Most kings are usually greedy. Most kings in like the medieval times, old times where there wasn't many new technology, wasn't no places to attack the king's political power. But the king and the Lion King is greedy. Like it's like you just hog everything to yourself. Like all the food. That's why he bans the hyenas and any other predator. Like probably it's cheetahs and leopards as well. Probably any other thing that's not a lion that he probably banished as well. Like really, Simba and Mufasa, you guys really like banished every other predator. Like really? That's not how the food chain works. Okay, so I've been a really harsh on the Lion King and today, but The Lion King is actually a pretty good movie for its time, and it was a pretty, and it has a pretty good message, but today we are telling you the truth. Mufasa and Simba are not good leaders. Like really, like controlling the red just because someone didn't fall in line with, then because Simba didn't become the heir. It's like really, like it's proof. Like when Simba became heir, it just started raining. It's just more proof that he Mufasa really controls the weather. So, and I don't know who I'll do. Okay, so that means we basically prove the lot of heroes are not really that much of a good guys. Like we already have proved Superman was not a hero. So, and basically, now you know the real truth about Simba and Mufasa. They're not really as good lions as Disney makes it out to be. But next guy we'll be doing is Disney's big mascot, Mickey Mouse.